Thank you very much for joining us tonight. One of the things that struck me about this from the start is this fake, phony pamphlet that they gave these people, telling them that they would be taken care of in Martha's Vineyard. There would be jobs, there would be food, there'd be support for them in every way. And that's at a place that really closes down, just about completely closes down by Labor Day, because it is a summer resort. And the population disappears there, the jobs disappear there. And Ron DeSantis knows that. Just as there is seasonal work in Florida, there is seasonal work and seasonal opportunity in Martha's Vineyard. And he was sending them precisely at the moment when all of the opportunity in Martha's Vineyard disappears. What is your lawsuit alleging, and what does it hope to achieve?
Well, what our lawsuit alleges is that there was a concerted scheme of misrepresentation which induced our clients to fly. As you point out, this was not about a humanitarian effort to try and get people to where they needed to go. This was about a political stunt that Ron DeSantis was trying to pull. It was using our clients as political props, making all kinds of representations about what jobs would be available at the destination, how they'd be looked after, how their children would get educational opportunities. And it turns out it was all just a political stunt.
These Republican governors want to pretend that the Democratic-run states don't face any of these challenges, when in fact the state that has the largest number of people coming in is California, a Democratic state. They currently in California have 125,000 asylum hearings that are pending. In Texas, they have 75,000. So a dramatically smaller number in Texas than in California or New York, which has 98,000 of these cases pending in their courts. What is your experience with the distribution of these kinds of issues around the country?
Well, certainly there are pockets all over the country that have substantial immigrant populations. Martha's Vineyard itself, although it has been painted as being a largely white, largely wealthy enclave, in fact is quite diverse. So again, this was not about helping people and helping people to get where they needed to go. It was about trying to make a political point and trying to use our clients as props. And that's what people from across the political spectrum have found so objectionable about this conduct.